Welcome to the first episode of the Styled Life podcast for 2025. I hope that you had an amazing start to the new year, and today I'm excited to share a conversation with one of my dear friends, Marija. She is a career coach helping lawyers uniquely design their careers. She's a speaker, a workshop facilitator, and also the host of the Career Confidence podcast, which is a podcast for driven lawyers wanting to step out of the traditional path and build a fulfilling and purposeful career. Since the recording of this podcast, Marija has given birth to a beautiful baby boy. Today's conversation is all about navigating her style journey during this period, and I can't wait to share this episode with you. If you've been enjoying the Styled Life podcast, it would mean so much to me if you could leave us a 5-star review, because that helps us reach more people who are going through their style journey in 2025, and I would love to help them reach their goals. I'm so excited to be sitting down with my dear friend Marija, who is an amazing career coach for lawyers and a lawyer still working in practice herself. Now, I'm so excited to have her on my podcast because when I first started my business as a side hustle, when I was still working in finance, she invited me for my very first podcast interview. And what an honor to have her on my podcast today. Welcome, Marija.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast, Galinka. I'm so excited to be here. Congratulations on your podcast. I'm loving it. And also what a beautiful full circle moment that we're having today.
Thank you, Marija. And tell us a little bit about yourself and your business. We'd love to hear more.
Yeah, so I'm a career coach working specifically with lawyers. So I support mid to senior lawyers make a career transition, whether that is a completely different career path outside of the law or a lateral move, or wanting to, tweak their current career to make it more suitable for them, for their skill set, so it aligns with, what they're looking for in terms of having a fulfilling and purposeful career.
That sounds amazing. And they say that the best teachers are the ones that have walked the path themselves. So tell me a little bit about how you made that transition from being a full-time lawyer and finding something else that lights you up and creates that spark in your life.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Like I have definitely walked that path, and I've had multiple different type of careers, all within the legal profession. So I know myself that it is possible to design a career in law that you actually love and that you find fulfilling and purposeful. In terms of my journey and my story, I feel like it's a long story, but I will keep it short for the purposes of this podcast. So the story that you're kind of told as a lawyer when you're entering into the workplace, that, to be a successful lawyer, you got to go to a, mid to large law firm, commercial law firm, and climb the corporate ladder all the way to partnership, and then you've made it. And so I kind of bought this story as like my own. And so I started off my journey in the law in a commercial law firm in Melbourne. And at the start, I loved it. I thought I have made it, living the suits dream and lifestyle. But then I quickly realized a couple of years into my journey as a lawyer, I knew that this path didn't truly fulfill me. It didn't really align with me as a person, my values, and I didn't feel like I could truly be myself in this type of environment. And so even though at the time it was very scary, but in hindsight now, look back, I really am grateful that I had this nudge and perspective at such an early stage in my career to make a significant change. So essentially I quit that job, my first legal job, with nothing lined up. It was a very scary time because my husband and I, we bought a house at the time. So it just didn't make any sense, right, financially, but I just wasn't in a good place. I wasn't happy. And so I had the gift of time, and I had about 4 months, which I then went into my next role, which I'll quickly talk about in a moment. But in that 4-month period, I really had the space to ask myself what I actually wanted my career to look like, and I didn't have everyone else's voices and projections kind of put onto me as to what my career should, quote unquote, look like. And I just felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder. And so going through that period that I found really like challenging at the time, it was actually like the catalyst to what then led to the next stage of my career as a lawyer and both as a career coach. In terms of what inspired me, or, what sparked me to become a career coach and coach other lawyers is literally that journey in feeling alone. Because when I had gone through that journey of quitting, I felt really lost. I didn't really have anyone around me, like mentors. I couldn't see myself in senior female lawyers kind of in their careers. I just couldn't picture what my career could look like in the law. There wasn't anyone really talking about designing a legal career that could feel fulfilling and purposeful for you. So feeling lost in that, and also a lot of my previous colleagues and friends had also felt that struggle and were voicing it to me when I had taken the action to quit. I was like, there's something here. There needs to be that support for us lawyers going through this transition and not having that support. So I guess I became the person that I wish I had to support me through that journey. And that's like, basically saying it in a nutshell, but there was so many, I guess, realizations and unravelings as the journey unfolded, because that was 8 years ago. And then I had gone on from full-time work. I then decided, okay, I will go back to the legal profession, but I don't want to go back to private practice, professional services type of environment. I wanted to work for a company and be an in-house lawyer because I realized I had that interest in business and how it operates, and wanting to get more nitty-gritty into that rather than just like service 100 different clients but not go deep with them. So essentially from that point on, I've had this parallel career of both being a lawyer part-time, 4 days a week, so that I could also fit in my business of working with lawyers. And it didn't look like how it looked like today in terms of my business. I started off like just coaching corporate women in general, doing some pro bono coaching. I remember coaching you, Linka, as well early on.
Yes.
As well, so I feel like you and I have really been part of each other's careers and businesses. And it's just, so beautiful to be a part of each other's lives in that way. And then, I have evolved it into essentially exclusively working with lawyers and have developed service offerings from then. But I just wanted to share that journey with your audience. So like basically let them know that it's not a clear-cut journey. It wasn't an overnight thing, and it did take a lot of self-reflection, unraveling, letting go of my identity of being a lawyer and, so I could step into being also a business owner. So there's a lot there, but I feel grateful that now I can support other lawyers where they might just like give up and feel like there's nothing available to them, but actually help step in, guide them to, make sometimes it's not even huge changes, make some tweaks in their career where they feel lit up again. And that's what makes me happy and fulfilled, seeing these incredible, intelligent women create these beautiful careers for themselves and for them to actually be happy and thriving.
That's such an inspiring mission, Marija. And they say that change is really hard at the start, messy in the middle, and beautiful at the end. And I can see how your journey is so similar to mine, and you've played such a big role in my evolution as well, on how it can be quite an intense process when you're going through it, but having support like someone like a coach to be able to help guide you through that time, because you're right, it does actually bring up a lot of thoughts and feelings around your self-identity. Sometimes you don't know exactly where you're going, or sometimes, like you said, it just takes a couple of small tweaks in your current career that can make such a huge impact. So having someone to support you through that process to find that thing that sparks you up can make a huge impact in your life.
Yeah. And like sometimes my clients come to me for one thing, thinking that, I completely want to get out of the law. And then ends up us making some changes and they're staying within their current role, but because they've made these changes, they're just so much happier and fulfilled, and they're performing better as well because something was just like stagnant there that had needed to shift. So sometimes you might think you need to make this huge, incremental change in your life, and it ends up not being as, like, I guess, huge and scary. And sometimes it is, and sometimes some clients want to make that big shift and they're ready for that, and I support them to do that, and they're happier on the other side of it. But yes, it does require, facing yourself, like facing your self-limiting beliefs, feeling challenged. But then on the other side of that is freedom and happiness and feeling, like, I guess, gratitude for having walked that messy middle.
Definitely. And now you are embarking on another new journey, which is motherhood, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling about that, and also your style journey as well, in terms of how you've navigated your personal style through this change.
Yeah, really beautiful question. And yes, I'm so excited to become a mother. It's definitely come with its own, like, mindset, challenges. Don't get me wrong, as someone that has always, I guess, prioritized career and being productive and achievement and all of that kind of stuff, I've had to let go of some of those identities and step into a new identity myself. And I'm sure that will continue to evolve as, I have my baby and then go into that journey of motherhood. So I'm ready, though. I'm ready for that journey to unfold, however it is meant to unfold. And I'm just, like, letting go and becoming more, I guess, open to whatever comes up, the challenges, and knowing that whatever comes up I can deal with. I've gone through hard things before. As humans, we're meant to deal with change all the time. So yeah, I think just leaning into that surrender kind of mindset has been really helpful for me in terms of stepping into motherhood. Yeah, my style journey. So yeah, this is something that I'm really excited to talk about, because when you become pregnant, your body changes, obviously. Like, and that's something that you can't control. Like, it happens, you're growing a baby. And it's such a beautiful thing and an empowering journey. And for me, honestly, I have actually never loved my body more than I do now. And I don't truly mean that. And I think maybe it's because I have done a lot of work in the past on my body, but just seeing it grow a human, it's just, I can't explain it. It has felt like an empowering experience to me. But I went into pregnancy knowing that I still wanted to feel like stylish and like myself, and not to, like, wear, like, frumpy maternity clothes that don't make you feel good. I think it's really important to maintain, like, the style that does make you feel good. And so, like, I started, like, looking quite early on at some brands that I might like, and some, like, I was like, oh, I don't really like that kind of style, and kind of, like, trying to adapt my own current style to what is available in the market. Now, the biggest change really is more like pants and that kind of stuff because of your growing belly. Not much has changed in terms of, like, what I've worn in terms of up top, like in terms of beautiful shirts and things like that. But yes, so I had to really be mindful in terms of, like, the pants that, and I'm a pants girl. Like, I really love that, especially, well, both for work. I work from home and from the office too. So I want to feel good about myself. So I really love this brand called Lego, Legoe, not Lego, the cubes. And the reason why I love that brand is because they have these really beautiful, like, ribbed woven pants that you can even wear after you give birth as well. As in, like, they're not the traditional pants with, like, those really heavy bands at the front.
Yes.
That look, frumpy. These are, like, just beautiful pieces that you couldn't tell that it was, like, essentially like a maternity pant. And they have just been really beautiful quality, and I've essentially lived in them. And I've gotten lots of compliments on those type of pants. So the ones that I particularly love are ribbed, and they're a chocolate color, and they're a flare. So they're just very feminine, comfortable, but yeah, accentuate the right spots on your body as well. So that, and paired with I love shirts, just putting a shirt on top of a singlet or on top of a long sleeve top, depending on, the weather, just oversized shirts. I've been loving that. And I've got some from another maternity brand that I like, Bae, BAE, Bae the label. Yeah, thankfully there has been a lot available in terms of that.
And have you invested in new pieces during your pregnancy journey, or have you tried to use what you already have?
Yeah, a bit of both. Yeah. So in terms of investing, yes, I did. In terms Lego is more of a higher price point. So in terms of comparing it to other brands, it'll be like a Seed or a Witchery type of price point. So those pants that I was just talking about, they were of that higher price point, but I feel like I've worn them so much that I've basically paid off, got my value worth
Cost per
from
wear.
them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that, and I bought also a beautiful skirt. So I've been pregnant throughout winter. So obviously I have to keep that in mind too. You got to keep warm, but also, look amazing. And I've got this beautiful skirt from them that is this thick, again, it's more of that stretchy, woven type of material. But again, it doesn't have that band. It's more the way it's just made, it sits perfectly above the bump. And you can adjust it because it's got these strings kind of thing, but
Drawstrings,
but
yes.
nice drawstrings underneath that hide away perfectly as well. And they have this underlayer, and this skirt is a full length skirt. I tend to like more longer type of skirts in terms of my height and body shape. And that again, I feel I can wear that postpartum as well because it's not specific to maternity wear. And then in terms I have worn a lot of my around the loungewear kind of tracksuit pants, tights, they've served me well throughout my pregnancy. I did buy a couple of maternity tights, and to be honest, it was a waste of money because they're the ones with the big bands. They're overestimate the bump, and towards the end of pregnancy as well, these ones in particular, just getting into them too difficult. Just
Yes.
it's too hard. Everything's sore. You don't want to be struggling to get into pants towards the end of pregnancy. So I've just used basically what I have in terms of sweatpants. And I've bought, in terms of more of a cost-effective solution, Uniqlo. And by the way, none of these, I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. But I'm just trying to support your audience that may be going through this journey themselves. But Uniqlo has been fantastic. I've bought beautiful ribbed pants from there too that have been maybe $50 per pant. So not that expensive. Again, you can wear them afterwards. And I've lived in them throughout my pregnancy too. And I've got some sweatpants from them as well. So honestly, I have not spent that much in maternity wear throughout my pregnancy at all. And also I've had beautiful stretchy dresses that have served me well, nice, from Dish, from Kukai, just, they're not maternity wear, but they're just beautiful stretchy dresses, long dresses that I can wear in winter with some boots, put on a coat, and you're good to go. So I think I had a misconception at the start of my pregnancy that I needed to overhaul my wardrobe, that I needed to buy everything maternity. And again, your body's going to change postpartum too. So I really was mindful to invest in some pieces that would be pricier and would fit me during pregnancy, but also at the same time, I didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on a whole new wardrobe.
Yes, that's such a great way of looking at it, thinking about what are the styles that I can wear postpartum and I can see myself wearing into the future as well, especially if it's more of an elastic type material.
Yes.
It's going to be really comfortable and you'll be able to wear it for a really long time just in your everyday casual dressing as well. So that's great that you've thought about it from that perspective, because I have had that misconception that when I have a baby in the future, that I will have to go and buy a whole new wardrobe. And going back to my own ethos of wearing what I already have and utilizing my wardrobe to its fullest capacity, it's nice to hear your experience and the fact that you have been able to do that. And we shouldn't rush out and buy a whole new wardrobe when we're expecting to have a bub.
Yeah, no, and you'll have like plenty other expenses in terms of baby.
Yeah.
So definitely utilize what you get. Like everything in terms of like what you teach, Glinka, like is very much applicable even to maternity, I guess, wear or women that are pregnant. I have a lot of basic pieces that I just mix and match, like lots of like long sleeve basic tops, like whites and like blacks and grays and that kind of stuff that you just mix and match with pants or a skirt and you're good to go. Like it doesn't take much to really elevate your wardrobe, and then you can always pair it with like a shoe or a sneaker or whatever suits your style to make it your own. So yeah, you can have fun with it.
Yes. Awesome. And in terms of personal style and the legal profession, how do you feel like it's changed over the years?
Yeah, it's changed significantly. Like reflecting back to when I started in corporate, do you remember those like pencil skirts and like just feeling like so restricted, like you can't even move, and wearing those heels, and like I just cringe looking back now. You know, you kind of like dress. I wasn't as I guess comfortable to be kind of like myself in that corporate wear. And I felt like a lot of women also felt stifled to kind of dress like men and like I love pantsuits, by the way. So I love, but I think there's ways now these days that we make it look more feminine and bold and more like suited to our own feminine style. So I do feel like it's changed significantly. I feel like a lot more women are more confident to wear something that is either bold, like that suits their personality, whether if it's like a really colorful blazer or a really like colorful pantsuit kind of vibe. Or even like pairing it with like sneakers, like a suit with sneakers. Like I love that. Like that's my go-to. I love a blazer, pantsuit, and like white sneakers. That is like my corporate uniform. So I feel like there's been a more of a relaxed approach. And I think we have COVID to thank for that too. Obviously, a lot of us worked from home for a significant period of time, which made a lot of good. Then going back to the office, it kind of made corporate more, I guess, welcoming of more of that relaxed style. And I feel like people within that period themselves, like maybe got to know more of themselves in terms of what's my personal style. Or that feels restricting. Like, because I don't know about you, but when I'm wearing something that doesn't feel like me or uncomfortable, I can't really be myself.
Yes.
You know, and perform at my best potential as well. So yeah, I'm loving seeing like more colorful kind of styles, more relaxed styles too. And I feel like it's, you're more approachable to clients as well when you're in that profession. I'm seeing that with clients too, like when you meet with clients as well, even they're more relaxed as well. So yeah, I feel like we've all benefited from that change.
Definitely. And for me, the last time that I wore heels was on my wedding day, which was 2 years ago. And I have not worn any heels since. And even when I was in the office, when I was still in corporate, I had ditched the heel. I'd gone for a block heel because stilettos and heel shoes were just not comfortable. And I think that's what I appreciated coming back to the office after COVID was everyone's style did change. People, I guess we were all living in our sweats when we were working from home in front of, MS Teams or Zoom. So coming back into the office and having more of a relaxed style. And like you said, style that actually expresses who you are as a person, because style is such a powerful way of conveying your personal brand and also speaking who you are without having to say a word. So being able to do that through clothing is amazing. And just incorporating things like color, like I said, pink blazer, that would be an instant dopamine hit for you. Dopamine dressing, just putting yourself in a really good mood when you get up each morning, and wearing clothes that are comfortable, because there's nothing worse doing a presentation when you just feel so uncomfortable in what you're wearing. And uncomfortable shoes are just a no-no for me. I've like even now in my styling career, I just can't wear uncomfortable shoes anymore. And I don't know how I used to put myself through the pain back in the day, putting band-aids on my heels and just like wearing these really uncomfortable shoes for 8 hours on end.
Oh, I so resonate with you. Like my mum laughs at me because I'm not a heel girl at all. And if I wear heels and I walk around like a horse kind of thing, she just laughs. Like, you're so not feminine. Like, it's just not, it's not who I am. And the same, like, I don't know how I used to back in the early days of my career, put on heels every single day. it'd be pain. Oh gosh. And I love more like block heels, and even with sandals, like block type of heel, they look so beautiful. Or even like a wedge, you know, something that's a bit more comfortable, but it looks stunning. But I'm glad that the style, I feel like in Australia, is more of that relaxed approach anyway. So like thank God that there's more options available.
So as you've gone through your pregnancy journey, has that changed or impacted your approach to your professional style?
Like, I guess going back to what I was saying before, in terms of like what, you know, when I became pregnant, I still wanted to remain kind of like the same person, the same Marija, and not have to really change my style, you know, at all really. So I honestly feel like my pregnancy journey hasn't changed my personal style. I feel like it's still the same, and it's still like I'm a very minimal type of person. Like, I just love a good pair of pants, a nice like fitted top, and then like a blazer on top or a jacket, depending on the weather, if it's like really cold or, you know, or if it's like warmer, then maybe like just a cardigan as well. So like my style is very, I guess, easy to adapt anyway. I do miss wearing like some items. Like I miss wearing like a good suit pants, you know, and I miss wearing like a nice pair of jeans and that kind of stuff. So it does restrict you in terms of like, I guess, the style of pant, because you do have to wear something stretchy. Like you can't have a zipper on it. There are more jean options available, but a lot of them, from what I've seen, have the band in front of them. And I'm like, I just don't want to spend that money because I know I'm not going to wear them afterwards anyway. So yeah, I guess no, not really. My style hasn't really changed too much. It has restricted a little bit. And there's like definitely things that I can't wait to wear after postpartum, now that we're heading into spring and summer as well. Like I love a good pair of like nice shorts and you know, like like that kind of stuff. But yeah, it hasn't really changed it too much.
And you can always dress something up by adding something like a blazer. So if you are wearing like a stretchier type of pant, which might feel a little bit casual on its own with sneakers, but you can always dress it up with some loafers, put on a nice basic top and a blazer and some accessories, and then you feel like yourself, but you're still comfortable.
Yeah, exactly right. Definitely, I've been mindful in that sense, in terms of like, if I am wearing more like stretchy pants, how can I elevate this? Put on some jewelry. Again, I'm very minimal with my jewelry, but I have like certain pieces that I love wearing that make me feel good. So I'll put that on, you know, maybe like some bangles or something, like, and it just like elevates that style. It makes you look and feel professional too. Just something, I guess, in terms of blazer, like if you have more of a tight fitted blazer towards the end of your pregnancy, your ribs do expand. So a lot of the blazers towards the end don't really fit unless you have like more of an oversized blazer or oversized like denim jackets, then they would fit perfectly. But yeah, so some of my blazers I haven't been able to wear because my ribs have expanded. Something I didn't know until you go through pregnancy.
And I guess that's where you can maybe go to the high street and purchase a blazer that might just get you through that period. And then
absolutely,
you could wear it again afterwards as well, because the oversized look is always in, and you can just belt it up with a belt on the waist to make more use out of it once you've had your baby.
Absolutely. Like there's so many, like you don't have to go particular to a maternity store to get like a nice oversized blazer. You can go H&M and, or Uniqlo or wherever, and get something that's oversized that you can wear again. And like a tight dress that you can like belt it up, or even like a dress that's a bit more loose and belt it up on, above your bump. It does look nice as well. So there's so many different ways. You just get creative. In a way, it's actually like very fun, because you get even more, you're pushed to be even more creative because you've got like more to work with.
Yes.
In order for you to make yourself feel like yourself again in terms of your style. Yeah. It can be fun. Yeah.
And I think that's really important. I think once you go through that change in your life, like with any change, you want to maintain that sense of self where you feel like you're still you.
Yes, absolutely. And like something like pregnancy, we were talking offline before, like literally like in 4 weeks' time, my whole life's about to change, which is a beautiful and exciting thing. But there are certain elements that you want to retain of who you are as a person. So wherever you can, in terms of your personal sense of style, retain it, then do so, because you want to feel like you don't have to completely overhaul your personality just because you're going through a change in your life.
Yes. And in terms of must-have maternity workwear items, do you have any that you want to share?
Yeah, comfortable pants. I feel like I've gone on and on about pants, but definitely comfortable pants. So like ribbed. I really love it. The like rib style, kind of. I don't know if woven is the right term. I keep using that, but let's just go with it. That style, that's stretchy, anything that's comfortable, because especially with professional services type of work, you're sitting down a lot. You need to not be restricting your belly at all. Like you need to feel comfortable. So good comfortable pants, a nice stretchy dress goes a long way. Just something, it doesn't have to be super expensive, but like, again, a lot of high street stores do sell like beautiful stretchy dresses that you can then pair with, whether if it's a blazer earlier on in your pregnancy or an oversized blazer, or a coat, trench coat, that kind of stuff. Like, again, I'm talking to more winter style because that's when I was pregnant. But in summer, I feel like in summer it's probably even easier. Like just
maxi
dresses and maxi dresses, skirts, like put on some beautiful jewelry. You're good to go. You're golden, and put some nice sandals on. I feel like they're the main items, and then some jewelry pieces that you do love. Like elevate your wardrobe with that so that you feel good. In terms of shoes, I've been living in my sneakers. I thankfully have, like my job is quite, like the culture is more like chilled and laid back. So even like with meeting clients and stuff, our clients are more chilled and laid back. So I, can get away with wearing sneakers, which I love. And I feel like it looks nice and cool, But if you, in a more formal work setting, maybe getting some boots that have like a zip that are a bit more easier to put on and that have room. This is from experience because I bought these beautiful gum boots style from Joe Mercer that I can't wait to wear next season when I'm not pregnant, because they don't have a zipper, because they're that rubber style fit. They are hard to put on and take off. And when you have a bump in the way, oh my gosh, I've nearly given birth just trying to take those shoes off. So I thought it was a great idea at the time. Like, these are going to elevate my wardrobe. They're going to look amazing. But yeah, so maybe stay away from like tight boots, that are going to be hard to put on. If you're a heel gal, maybe getting more like a block style heel, because you do get very uncomfortable in pregnancy, especially as your bump grows. I've experienced pelvic girdle pain, so I literally cannot wear any heels. They'll put pressure on my feet in that way. So yeah, more comfortable style shoes, but I feel like there's a lot of options these days anyway with that.
And they say your feet change after you've given birth, or during pregnancy, your feet size might change as well.
Some women, yes. So I thankfully haven't had any like swollen feet. My feet are still pretty much the same. Yay, good feet. But some women do, yeah. Some women go up a size after pregnancy. I'll let you know after I give birth if they go up a size. I already have like 9.5. I don't want to go up a size. But yeah, so, and some women do have like more swollen feet. I don't know if it's because I've been pregnant during winter, if that makes a difference. But I'm like in my final month of my last trimester, and I think I'm just gonna buy Crocs, to be honest, because even just putting on like sneakers to go to the shops has been so hard. So I think Crocs are going to be the way for me soon.
Yes, I've recently bought a pair of Birkenstocks, which I've never really been a Birkenstocks person, but recently bought some, and they are the most comfortable shoe. And why didn't I do that earlier?
You got to go through the pain first and then be like, okay, I'm succumbing to this. Well, I used to make fun of Crocs. I used to be like, oh, they're so ugly. Like, you know what? They actually kind of look cool. And you can get like charms for them. And like, I think I'm going to be in my Crocs era very soon.
Well, those are some amazing tips, Marija. Thank you for sharing that with us and your journey and how to maintain your professional style whilst being pregnant as well, and how those two worlds merge together. So thank you for that. I also wanted to ask you before we wrap up, how would you define your personal style in 3 words? And what is your 4th word, which is a sprinkle of? Because I always think that with style, you probably have 3 sort of main words that you gravitate towards, and then something else that adds a little bit of pizzazz to your style. Like for me, mine's edgy. So I like to incorporate something a little bit edgy in terms of whether it be a piece of jewelry or a belt that has more of like an edgier style, or even texture, say leather or something like that, which kind of clashes with my other style words such as classic and minimal, but it's just a sprinkle of edgy. So I know I'm putting you on the spot here because this wasn't part of our interview questions, but if you do have a bit of a view on what your style words are, we'd love to know.
I love you putting me on the spot. I feel like challenged to actually think about, my style in terms of words and how I describe it. The 3 words, and then I'll get to the 4th. So the 3 words, I guess, minimal. So basic items. Comfortable. That sounds boring, but
mine's comfortable too. I've got that in my style words.
Minimal, comfortable, and how do I say basic without saying basic?
Yes.
I like clean, like clean lines. I like clean lines.
Like tailored pieces? Is that what you mean? Yes.
Yes. Like I love, I've gone on and on about pants throughout this whole interview. I love like a good pant that is just so tailored to your body and just fits perfectly. And then the sprinkle word. I feel like, because you gave me this idea in terms of like jewelry and like little added pieces, like maybe like whimsical. Like I really like my whimsical type of jewelry. Like I've got a moon crescent that's like one of my staple jewelry pieces. I love, like gold, beautiful just earrings with like crystals on them, like just adding that kind of soft touch to the wardrobe.
I love that. That's so authentic to you, like whimsical, I would definitely say, because there's always little elements of your jewelry or the fact that you're into a bit of tiny bit of woo-woo. Similar to me. So just having that expressed through your jewelry. You have to be in, full kind of, what's that brand spell from like that? You don't have to be full in that outfit, but just having those little elements, a touch of that just allows you to express yourself. That's beautiful.
Thanks for asking me that question, because it's made me, really think about it and go, actually I do express my personality throughout my style.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Marija. It's been such a pleasure to have you on the podcast. Thank you for sharing all of your insights, and thank you for just being an amazing friend and inspiration in my life. Appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and if you have any questions around pregnancy styling, please reach out via Instagram DMs. I'm always happy to connect with you and answer any questions you may have around personal style. Have a beautiful week, and I can't wait to catch up with you next Tuesday. Bye.